The MLS All Star Game is back, and arguably it's bigger than ever. If you're not familiar with MLS's All Star Game, basically the best players from all over the league are selected to represent MLS as they compete against some of the biggest teams from around the globe. Over the years, we've seen MLS take on Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United, and Bayern Munich. But this year, they won't be taking on another European giant, but instead they'll be playing someone a little bit closer to home. For the first time in All-Star history, MLS will be taking on another league's All-Stars, and they couldn't have gotten a better matchup. MLS versus Liga MX. One of the most heated league rivalries will be taking center stage in Los Angeles on August 25th. To help select the players who will be chosen to represent MLS in this match, the league has put out a vote where you can submit your All-Star team. Now this is how the voting breaks down. 1/3 of the votes will come from the fans, another third will come from the media around the league, and the final third will come from the current players in the league. 12 spots on the roster will be determined by the results of the voting, and another 12 spots will be selected by head coach Bob Bradley. And there will be 2 final spots that will be filled by Commissioner Don Garber. Voting will be open until July 21st, so if you want a chance to have your say in the All-Star roster, you can click the link that is in the description. Now that that's all out of the way, let's go through this and I'll select my 11 that I think should be in this squad. Now, as we go through this, keep in mind that there's only 11 spots that I can pick. That means basically per position, I get to pick one player. One goalkeeper, one left back, one right back. You get 2 center backs, then you have a defensive mid, 2 attacking mids, and 3 forwards. What that means is there's a lot more players out there than what I can pick. So if I don't pick someone you think should be in the team, don't get upset with me. Just let me know who you would have chosen in the comments, and better or not, go in the description, click the link, and you can submit your own votes. So we're gonna get started with the goalkeeper position first. Now again, there's a lot of names that I could choose from. I know Stephen Cleveland, after stepping in for the injured Stephen Fry, he's been really good. Andre Blake, also another star player. Jonathan Bond, he got himself a player of the week and he's also been really good. But the guy I have to go for, New England Revolution's Matt Turner. Currently, New England are sitting top of the East and they're one of the best overall teams in the league. In some people's eyes, Matt Turner is the #1 goalkeeper in the US pool. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that statement because I'm a Columbus guy. Zach Steffen played for us. Now he's at Man City. If you saw my vlog, I just met him. So for me, he's #1, but Matt Turner is definitely a top keeper and he's a penalty killer. Matt Turner has to be in this All-Star squad. Now we'll move on to the right back position, which over the years has evolved into more of an attacking role. And someone I think last year really filled this role, and this year he's doing pretty well also, is the New York City FC Anton Tinnerholm. Tinnerholm embodies the aggressive attacking style outside back. He leads New York City with 4 assists. Even though New York City is sitting 6th place in the East at the moment, they've only conceded 13 goals, which is pretty good, saying we're only about 12 to 13 games into the season. So NYCFC is represented in my team with Anton Tinnerholm. And we did the right back, so now let's go over to the left back position. For this one, I'm gonna go with someone who is on the only undefeated team left in the league, the Seattle Sounders, and there's a few good options here because I'm really impressed with Brad Smith this season, but what I'm gonna go for is someone who I don't think really has been playing this left back role, but Nuhu. He's injured at the moment, but when he is in the team, I love watching him in that Seattle defense. This season, Seattle has shifted into a 3 in the back formation, and I think this has really brought the best out of Nuhu. I am or was a center back in my prime, so I love a good center back who's strong, gets on the headers, and really brings some passion to the team. And overall, he's just looked revitalized under this new formation that Brian Smetzer has him going with. So we got our 2 outside backs, but now we're gonna look at that center partnership that I picked in the middle. And the first one I'm gonna go with is Philadelphia Union's Jack Elliott. Now, Jack Elliott has played in all but 1 game for the Philadelphia Union, and they've been pretty strong defensively. And he has a 66% success rate in his duels. So that's great for a center back, and I think he would partner perfectly with the other guy I'm gonna throw in here, which is a Montreal player, which could be a surprise if you haven't been paying attention to the table, but it's going to be Rudy Camacho. Montreal are currently sitting in 4th place, and at the beginning of the season, a lot of people didn't even think they would be in a playoff battle. And now they're sitting 4th place with the 3rd least goals conceded in the league. They play in a 3-in-a-back formation, and Camacho is that guy holding it down in the middle. Camacho's got 5 clean sheets in 12 games, and he also leads his team in interceptions. I really wanted to get a Montreal player in my team because I think he deserves recognition because Montreal are doing things that nobody thought they would, and he is going to be that second center back partnership with Jack Elliott. Now we're going to move up the field to that defensive mid position, and it's going to come from a team that's already represented in our team thus far. And it's got to be the Seattle Sounders. They're 13 games unbeaten, which is a record in the MLS, and I'm going with my man, João Paulo. Other than the absolute worldie he scored earlier this year, João Paulo has been a heartbeat for this team. I mean, playing in the middle for Seattle, he's got to be doing something right for how good that team is doing. And now moving up to our attacking mid position, we're going to go with one of my guys, the Columbus Crew's Lucas Zelarayan. Columbus haven't had the best season so far, but someone who consistently shows up and changes games on a dime is Lucas Zelarayan. Earlier this season on the road in New York City, Zelarayan scored 2 free kick goals in the last 10 minutes of a match to draw at 2-2. And on top of that, just the other week when Columbus played Cincinnati, they were down a man and down by 2 goals, and Zelarayan not only got a goal, but got an assist to tie the game. So when you're looking for a true all-star who takes his team to the next level, you can't go wrong with Zelarayan. And to partner him is someone who's possibly leading the MVP race so far, and that's New England's Carlos Gil. Not only does Gil lead the league in assists with 10 in 13 games, but he also leads the league in completed dribbles and key passes. New England has 22 goals in the 13 games played so far, and Carlos Gil has almost been involved in half of them. We've seen glimpses of what Gil can do the last few seasons, especially in the postseason last year, but now he's taken it up another level and he's consistently performing. Carlos Gil undoubtedly deserves his position in this squad. And now we're going to move up to our first forward, who's going to be coming from Orlando City, and it's no other than Nani. Nani leads his team with 6 goals, and he also has 3 assists to go with it. And when you're watching Orlando, you see that he is the heart of the team. You see a lot of big DPs come in, and they don't perform, but Nani has been one of the best DPs we have seen in this current era. He scores screamers, he scores tap-ins, he scores game winners, and that's why he's in this team, and he's partnered up top with one of the most prolific strikers we have ever seen in MLS, and it's Raul Ruidiaz. Ruidiaz is just a fierce competitor. Even just looking at him, I get a little terrified. He's another player who is on this unbeaten Seattle team. And let's just put into perspective how hard it is to go unbeaten in MLS. With all the injuries that go on, and Seattle have had their fair share, and all the players that go off on international duty throughout the season, and the strict roster building guidelines, going unbeaten for 13 games is a real accomplishment. And Ruidiaz is a big part of why they are still unbeaten. He has 10 goals in 13 games, and he is on top of the scoring chart along with the last player that I'm going to put into my all-star team. And if you know your stuff, you've probably guessed it, it's LA Galaxy's Chicharito. Someone who had a horrible year last year, but was determined to fix that, change his mentality, change his diet style, change everything about him, and Chicharito is paying off for him. He has 10 goals so far, which totally stomps the 2 that he got last year. I don't think there's anyone who wouldn't have Chicharito in their team. He's a Mexican All-Star. Again, we're playing Liga MX All-Stars, so why not throw him in there? He probably knows some of the players pretty well, and I think he could do bits in this squad. So that is my all-star team. We got Matt Turner in goal, a center back partnership of Jack Elliott and Rudy Camacho, Anton Tinnerholm on the right, Nuhu on the left. Then the best players in that midfield was Zelarayan, Carlos Gil, and João Paulo. And then the terrifying strike force of Nani, Ruidiaz, and Chicharito. Let me know what players you think I missed out on, and let me know who you are voting into your MLS All-Star. Again, be sure to check the link in the description to put your votes in and have your say in who is on this All-Star team. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll see you later.